The Imperial Council chamber fell silent as Ambassador Hyel stepped onto the crystalline platform. Around her, representatives from 47 species watched with barely concealed disdain. Humans had been part of the Galactic Empire for only 3 cycles, and already they demanded an audience with the High Command. Hyal's dark eyes swept across the assembled aliens. She wore simple clothing, a gray jumpsuit that seemed primitive compared to the elaborate biosuits and energy shields worn by the other delegates. At 26, she was young for a human ambassador, but her presence commanded attention. "Esteemed Council," she began, her voice carrying through the translation matrices. "Humanity requests permission to demonstrate our defensive capabilities." A rippling laugh echoed from the Vexithari representative, its tentacles quivering with amusement. "Little human, we have observed your species. Your chemical rockets, your primitive fusion reactors. You are children playing with fire." Kevin stood in the shadows behind Hyal, his hand resting on a small metallic case. At 32, he was the lead engineer of humanity's first contact team. His weathered face remained expressionless, though a slight smile tugged at the corner of his mouth. Supreme Commander Zelkor, a towering Kronith whose exoskeleton gleamed like polished obsidian, leaned forward. "This council recognizes Earth's petition. You have 1 standard hour to present your case. Fail to impress us and humanity will be relegated to mining colonies on the outer rim." Hyal nodded. "We need only 5 minutes." Murmurs of confusion rippled through the chamber. The holographic display at the center of the room flickered to life, showing a live feed from the Imperial Fleet's primary shipyard, a massive construct spanning thousands of kilometers, protected by 12 battle stations and the Empire's finest warships. "Our demonstration will target Sector 7 of the shipyard," Hyal announced calmly. The Vexthari representative shrieked. "Impossible. The shipyard's shields could withstand a supernova. Your entire species lacks the energy output to—" "Begin the demonstration," Hyal said quietly. Kaivan opened the metallic case and pulled out what appeared to be a simple tablet. His fingers danced across the screen for exactly 7 seconds. Then he pressed a single button. Nothing happened. The council erupted in laughter. The Kronith commander's mandibles clicked in amusement. "Typical human arrogance. Your technology cannot even—" The shipyard disappeared. Not exploded, not damaged, simply ceased to exist. One moment, the holographic display showed the massive structure with its shields glowing at full power. The next moment, there was nothing but empty space. 12 battle stations gone. The warships vanished. No debris, no energy signature, no trace that anything had ever been there. The laughter died. Absolute silence gripped the chamber. Hale watched as the council members' faces, or their equivalent features, shifted from mockery to confusion to dawning horror. "What? What have you done?" Supreme Commander Zelkor's voice trembled. Kevin spoke for the first time, his tone matter-of-fact. "We removed it from this dimensional space and deposited it in a pocket universe of our creation. The structure remains intact. Everyone aboard is alive and unharmed. We can return it whenever the council wishes." That's not possible," whispered the Seleni delegate, its crystalline body flickering with distress. "The energy requirements alone would require harvesting entire star systems. The mathematical principles are different from what you understand," Hyal interrupted gently. "You see, the Galactic Empire has spent millennia perfecting energy-based warfare. Bigger shields, stronger weapons, more power. You've optimized yourselves into a corner." She gestured to Kevin, who continued. "Humanity took a different path. We didn't ask how do we generate more energy. We asked, what if energy isn't the answer? We discovered that reality is far more malleable than your physics suggests." The holographic display shifted, showing Earth's solar system. 300 years ago, we unlocked what we call quantum probability manipulation. We don't destroy things with force. We simply convince reality that they should be somewhere else, or that they never existed at all, or that they exist in a different state of being. Hyal's voice hardened. "The device Kavan just used? It's powered by a battery smaller than my fingernail. It will function for approximately 800 years before needing replacement. We have 6 billion of these devices. We also have technology that can make your sun forget how to fuse hydrogen. Equipment that can convince your planets that gravity is merely a suggestion. Tools that can rewrite the fundamental constants of physics in localized space." The Supreme Commander's exoskeleton had lost its gleam. Why reveal this to us?" Because we don't want war, Hyal said softly. We never did. We joined the Galactic Empire hoping for friendship, trade, and cultural exchange. But we will not be relegated to mining colonies. We will not be treated as children. We are offering the Council a choice. She stepped forward, her human eyes meeting the alien gazes around her. Accept us as equals, true equals, or we will leave your empire and ensure that you can never threaten Earth. We won't destroy your worlds, we'll simply make sure you can never find us. We'll rewrite space itself to hide our existence from your perception. Kivon added quietly. The shipyard will be returned in exactly 1 hour, as promised. Consider it a gesture of good faith. The silence stretched on. Finally, Supreme Commander Zelkor rose, its massive form somehow seeming smaller. The Council will need to deliberate. Of course, Hyal said. Take all the time you need. But understand this, humanity doesn't seek dominance. We seek dignity. We've already won any war you might imagine. We're giving you the chance to avoid one. As Hyal and Kivon turned to leave, the Vexthari representative's voice called out, stripped of its earlier mockery. How long have you had this technology? Kivon paused at the doorway. Long enough to know we don't want to use it. We've seen what happens when species worship power for its own sake. We'd rather be farmers and poets than gods. The door sealed behind them, leaving the Galactic Council to contemplate a truth that shook their million-year-old empire to its foundations. They had invited something far beyond their understanding to join their ranks, and the only reason they still existed was because humanity chose mercy over dominance. The unimaginable had become undeniable. Humanity had arrived and the galaxy would never be the same.